Hi there anime lovers, hope you're doing well. We all know characters are one of the reasons why we watch anime, especially the female ones. We're counting down the top 10 adult anime which aren't hentai. Remember, each individual harbors their own personal taste, and this is my taste. Let's go. Starting off at number 10, we have freezing. We enter into a world of war. Earth's being invaded by aliens from the planet Nova, and the soldiers fighting them are known as Pandora. They partnered with boys known as limiters to fight. The girls are genetically modified by using Nova cells to enable them to battle, and the boys have a special ability known as freezing. Meet Bridget L. Satelliter, the most powerful Pandora in her class, but who hasn't yet chosen a male partner as she's a bit cold and can't express herself. Kazuya, who's registered for school, decides to become a limiter against all the warnings from his friends and classmates. They work together to defeat classmates who are jealous of her abilities and who want Kazuya to be their limiter. Follow their adventures as they battle to retain Earth from being a colony of Nova. Coming in hot at number 9 is Yosuga no Sora. This anime has elements of harem incorporated into it, and for any man, the possibility of harem is a dream. In this series, we meet Haruka Kasugano, whose parents passed away in a tragic accident. He takes his sister back to the countryside where they used to visit their grandfather. Nothing's changed in this neck of the woods. The good old memories and silent atmosphere heal Haruka's sadness. However, his peaceful life gradually changes. The girls he had interpersonal relationships with during his childhood have all grown up. They get reacquainted in an interesting and comedic way. A bit of hate scenes are shown with them as they're trying to get together with Haruka, and most importantly, don't forget his sister, who's also in love with him as well. This gears the anime to be laid back, funny, and heartwarming with regards to how our scars can be healed with people around us. Moving on, at number 8 we have So I Can't Play H. This is an anime depiction of what perversion and Tourette syndrome combined would look like. The main character, Ryosuke Kaga, is a pervert of equal measure and has no filter. Whatever comes to his mind he speaks, and it's usually only dirty thoughts. His big-breasted neighbor is the one he has the most fantasies about. As he walks home from school, he helps a girl out, a grim reaper known as Lysara Ristal, and lo and behold, he forms a contract with her. Lysara is looking for a chosen one and needs energy from Yosura, which is his lusty spirit. Whenever Ryosuke loses energy, then Lysara does too. Ryosuke becomes her retainer and has to ensure she has energy for all her battles, yet somehow, against all odds, Lysara manages to find a way to show her tits in every episode. Talk about fan service, people. We truly appreciate the creators for this. This is one which is quick and easy to follow through on. Maria. Up next, we have The Testament of Sister. Blended families can be tough, and when Basara Tujo's father tells him he'll be bringing him 2 sisters, it's a great surprise. He finds out that his sisters are a little bit different though. Maria's actually a succubus, and Mio's the heir to the recently deceased Demon King. Maria happens to be the protector retainer of Mio. They both form a master-slave contract, but it backfires tremendously as Mio ends up as a slave in the contract. We find that Basara and his father are exiles from the hero clan whose job is actually to find and eliminate demons and their kind. Follow this explicit story which promises to keep your nose bleeding throughout the series and learn more about the war within the 2 rival clans and the characters that make up both sides. At 6 we have Triage X. As far as this anime goes, it's a production that fits the standard of Michael Bay. Guns, explosions, bombs. Mochizuki Hospital is full of beautiful nurses who take care of their patients meticulously. However, behind this hospital is a vigilante organization known as Black Label. This organization's responsible for killing undesirable people in society known as cancers to prevent them from spreading their infection into society. This show's full of fast-paced action, extra violent executions, and other creative ways to kill. It's also extremely sexual with bath scenes involved while holding discussions of torturing people. Talk about a turn-on. This is a giant mashup of action cliche stats with bike chases, crashing buildings, explosions, biological weapons, and torture, among more. If you're a fan of action sequences, and more importantly, performed by sexy women in skimpy clothing, this anime is definitely for you. Give it a try. At number 5 we have Kiss X Sis, another story about a blended family and the weird interpersonal relationship it creates. Keita's father remarries and then finds himself with a new mum and 2 little sisters. The girls change from loving Keita to lust. They consistently try to tempt him into sleeping with them and he keeps resisting as he's their big brother and wants to keep them pure. Each episode has a different means of seduction or enjoyment, and I truthfully admit smiling like a complete idiot at the end of each show. Bluntly speaking, it's borderline hentai porn. The show knows how to take foreplay, and for those who have yet to understand, give it a little bit more time, which makes it much more appealing to watch. Each episode works to leave you on a cliffhanger and leaves you wanting to rub one out, but having nothing to rub one out with. It's hilarious and filled with ecchi scenes and a harem backdrop. This anime is truly fantastic and guaranteed to give you a few good laughs.
ねえ、お兄ちゃんだと思ってみれば。
Next up, we choose Scum's Wish. Rom-com lovers, welcome to your masterpiece. This anime follows the story of 2 students, Hanabi and Mugi. They're both in love with different people they can't get and then just settle for each other. They set up a bunch of rules to protect their emotions from falling for each other. Our characters play at love and explore their sexuality by kissing and caressing, yet they're both pretending it's with someone else. The 2 use each other and explore their love through their sexuality, but Mugi doesn't push it too far as he thinks it's important to give Hanabi's first time to the person she truly loves. The story is not overly scripted, which makes it easier to identify with and more believable. All the awkward, uncomfortable moments accompany all the memorable, emotional moments through sex. It's a short anime that's very sweet in spite of its bitterness. If you ever had any feelings of being unable to love when growing up, this will rip up those old scars with no mercy. Coming in at number 3, we have the controversial Goblin Slayer. Wondering how this anime made it to this list? Hear me out first. The story has a lot of implied sexual violence as goblins are a race which procreate from raping other species, and even in the first episode, we find a group that's been attacked by the goblins and are raped only for the protagonist to come and stop them. The story follows a masked hero who seeks to save villages and villagers from goblin attacks. He's a bit of a weirdo and isn't after fame as there's more game to hunt that's more appealing, but he still sticks to goblins. His work tends to be underappreciated and he remains happy and humble with what he's doing. As he keeps saving people, he slowly assembles a goblin slaying squad. This series has caused a lot of contention with regards to what it shows and that it may not be suitable for screening purposes, but if you like the stories along the lines of Grimm, which told that the Red Riding Hood dies, then this will be right up your alley, and the ecchi scenes don't hurt.
だいたい1学期が始まってすぐにこの調子じゃ報酬はおろか留年だってなりかねないんだけど
In the runner-up spot at number 2, we have High School of the Dead. Lovers of Resident Evil, assemble. Welcome to the apocalyptic world where zombies have once again overrun the world. Takashi, one of the survivors during the outbreak of the virus, and his friends struggle to survive in this new post-apocalyptic world. He saves his teacher and a few classmates, and on the road to survival, learns new tricks on how to stay alive in this era. While High School of the Dead's definitely an interesting and unique show which has been introduced to the anime genre, it's not a show for everyone. The show is over the top, full of scantily clad women, tons of curses, an extravagant amount of blood, and most importantly, a lot of fan service. Beneath the fan service and ecchi scenes, the story is actually deep and highlights the ugly side of humanity when crisis befalls them. It's truly an amazing story and you should definitely check it out. And finally, our personal favorite at number 1 is High School DxD. The story revolves around Issei Hyodo, a sexually frustrated boy who finally gets a chance at redemption by having a girlfriend. Unfortunately, the poor sap is killed by his girlfriend, who happens to be a fallen angel sent to kill him. He gets resurrected by an upper-class student named Rias Gremory and is actually a demon. He then gets embroiled in a war between angels and demons as the servant of Rias. The action in the anime is really amazing. When 2 characters clash swords, the anime spins while zooming in and out. It makes it exciting to watch, and that's why it's number 1 on our list. And with that, this list comes to an end. So which mentioned anime are you most looking forward to and why? Make sure you've got tissues around when you watch these. If you've already seen any of them, comment below with your favorite, and if you feel I've missed out a particular anime that deserves to be on this list, then just let me know. On your way down, be sure to like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel.